Hello, I am Shimchu. Welcome to another Sims video. Today we are going to be looking at roommates in The Sims 4. We're going to be looking at the actual official in-game way to get roommates and some ways to just simulate having roommates. So first things first, to legitimately follow the Sims roommate process, you can either go to your phone or computer, go to household, place advertisement for roommates. An advertisement has been placed for a new roommate. Fingers crossed for perfect roommates only. Cross your fingers, everybody. So in addition to placing an advertisement, if your sim is talking to another sim, so this is what I mean if you have the traditional social menus, like they're all grouped by interactions rather than, as the options puts it, contextual relevance. Clubs, roommate. Asked to be new roommate. Anyway, the whole application process can take a couple of sim days, so we're going to cut to whenever it's been, however long it's going to take. Okay, I know I said couple of sim days. I literally tested this in a different build that I don't think it was working so well because it was a way bigger build, a bit too ambitious. It took like a day and a half Sims time. This has been like, what? A couple of minutes, a few sim hours, and look, we have our first potential roommate. Speaking of potential roommates, I am going to actually assign my Sims room and lock it just for them. Okay, potential roommate, let's get to know you. Find out your traits, see how things are. Because my Sim is totally a real estate agent, which means she's my test sim when I do builds. So of course she's gonna be like, you have a job, right? You can pay rent, right? She's thinking about house things. Well, all we know, she's mean. She's an entertainer, but roommates are roommates, right? Yeah, we have our first roommate. Now, this will go one of two ways. Either she'll actually be functional and she'll be able to fulfill her needs, won't complain, will pay rent, and I'll feel silly for thinking I'll have to actually try to test out the other methods. So yeah, sometimes it's a little bit like uni and sometimes your roommates will just break out the violin. But you can be like, hey, stop that. Now let's see what that note was about earlier. Please clean me so I know that you care. No, don't just put me down, you monster. Love the dish you just used. I haven't even touched anything. You are the one using things. Roommates, man, but still functioning. See, you just did it. You just did it. Complain about notes. Unjustified. Unnecessary. She's not listening. And here we have our next potential roommate. Hopefully that is not a sign. I do like how they just enter your house and go, hello, can I move in here? Like, you don't have to let them in. They're just like, knock, knock, knock. Hello, I'm here to live here, please. Can I? So these are our two official in-game roommates, and so far it hasn't backfired in my face, which means one of two things. Any previous time I had roommates, they just really did not like the layout, even though, they kept complaining about, they couldn't fulfill their needs, even though my Sims had all the items and could fill their own needs, so I'm like, why? These ones, see, you can, these ones are using the TV, they're going to the bathroom. As long as they can sleep and eat, then roommates might not be broken for me anymore. And I don't know if that's a build, depends on your build, issues, anything, or was there a patch note I missed? I don't know. I don't remember those patch notes, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry, sir, but we are ending our roommate advertisement. It's okay, Caleb. You'll find somewhere. But anyway, I am going to show you the other workaround to roommates if you're having issues with the game system of roommates, or for whatever reason just want to do it differently. If you get together, I have the solution. Make a club, and just, start a nice little gathering. In my case, Nancy Landgrab is here, and this room is going to be essentially Nancy's room. Where is the lock door for Yeah, everyone but totally not snobs members, because they're totally not snobs. So you can't assign a bed or anything, but you can lock doors appropriately, and they keep hanging out at the lot. They'll keep hanging out. Like, you know yourself, if you let a club gathering keep going, it does just keep going. So you can basically keep Nancy here indefinitely, as long as, you know, your sim that's in the club is around. Good for freelancers, or if the whole family's in the club with them, or, you know, whatever. Because club members like to make themselves at home, you see. So it works out that way. I don't know, guys. I'm telling you, I didn't expect the roommates to be not constantly complaining and threatening to move out from the moment they started. I'm like happy. I'm impressed. I'm like, I can just, you know, do the roommate thing if I wanna. But also, wow. Though I think the club thing is still a good thing to like be able to do. Like I said, because for one, you could have more roommates. You could totally do a storyline. You know, have the roommates that you actually place, and then have a club of extra roommates. If it's kind of storyline where like a whole like family needs to live in a house that's not actually big enough for them, or you know, or it's like a whole group of friends or acquaintances are just struggling in the city or something. Whatever kind of story potential. Yeah, I'm gonna go to this roommate and be like, complain about mass. It's like, you can complain about everything. It's pretty good. Oh, they reacted positively to that. Awesome. Considering all the doors are locked, she can't come into your bedroom to do that, so I'm like, you want to play violin in the common area? That's fine. Nothing can go wrong with that. See, cleaning up? Like, guys, roommates work, what is this? She can cook things. You know, you can set them up that way to do the ideal roommate activities you want. Like, they can cook, they can fix, they can clean. Kind of the same setup as how you can just set up a club to like maintain your home without you having to do anything. And then of course you can add stuff if you don't want them to do something, like maybe you don't want them to tend to your garden. You want them to stay away from your garden. It's this kind of do's and don'ts of the club system that kind of makes it better in terms of you can actually give your roommates proper rules. Like, this is how you're like, your roommates, you're following my rule book. Whereas the actual roommate system, you're taking a bit of a chance. The Sims are going to do whatever they're going to do. And you just have to hope. I'm going to tell her not to play a piano because I don't want everyone to be music all the time. Okay, Alex has proven to be a really good roommate. She's cleaning things up. She took a positive reaction when we were like, yo, listen, I'm sorry, but this mess isn't acceptable. And she was like, totally. I totally think it was the other roommate, but I'll clean that up. We can thank the cleaning as well. Like, you don't have to only yell at your roommates. You can be like, oh, I appreciate you. Okay, it has been a while and it is 3 AM, so I'm maybe going to be like, hey roommate, could you stop that? Thanks. Oh, she's crying. No, I'm sorry, I didn't. You're a mermaid. Yeah, we'll apologize, because I'm like, I didn't want you to cry. I just didn't want you to have to be keeping everyone up in the neighborhood. Not apartment rules. No one's going to hear that at 3 AM. But, you know, the principle of the matter. The testing of the roommate features of the matter. You're not a mermaid? Really? Like, fair. See? Goes to fridge, gets food. Haven't witnessed them cook, but they're not starving. They're not going, oh no, we can't eat because reasons. Hey, what's this mess? What happened while I wasn't looking, Alex? Alex is the most reasonable roommate. She's like, yeah, I understand. I will clean that up for you. Don't worry. And then there's Mrs. Violin at 3 AM. Seriously though, cleaning up all things, getting food for themselves, cleaning out the spoiled food from the fridge. Roommate paid rent. You gained $320 from each roommate for a total of $640. They have been here. They have paid rent. They have not complained. Guys, I think roommates work again. And Nancy's finally going to bed. So like I said, Club Sims will make themselves at home. It's perfectly a valid way to have roommates. I can't believe it. Roommates work. They're not complaining. They're actually contributing. I'm excited. But like I said, both ways have pros and cons, like uncertainty of what your roommates will do, or you can set up club roommates. They can follow your rules to a T. Hello, editing voice here, because I left out the kind of important part about club roommates. Obviously they're not going to pay rent, so you can tell them to do whatever they want. They could be the perfect housemate, but they're not going to pay rent. So if you're looking for roommates for money-wise perspective, that may not be the ideal path. Well, okay guys, we have explored roommates, both the actual roommate system introduced with Discovery University and the makeshift roommates of clubs. It's been different than I expected in a positive way. I'm happy. Thank you very much for watching. I have other Sims content, like I do a lot of speed builds. I have a couple of CC videos, little bits and pieces here and there. Feel free to check anything out. If you liked, like. If you didn't, you can still have a nice day. You do you.